Opponent taking their time, very afraid of this Toucannon, doesn't know what to do. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, and if you're a returning subscriber like Guju Talks, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at our first battles for season 11 in the Go Battle League, and they are featuring a very spicy pick in the form of Toucannon. Toucannon is a normal and flying type Pokemon that has a pretty decent looking moveset. However, it is going to be held back quite a bit in the Great League as a result of its very low defensive stat. This makes building a team around Toucannon quite challenging, and typically when you're trying to build a team around a Pokemon like this, you will want to surround it with either bulk or two very meta picks. However, because these are the very early ranks of the season, we're going to be going with a classic ABB team that isn't exactly the highest rated on PvPoke. We want to spice it up at least a little bit early on, going with a Scrafty lead, Pidgeot operating as the safe switch, and Toucannon in the back. This is by no means the type of team I would recommend building around Toucannon, but I want to see how it's going to perform. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider leaving a like on the video. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment down below, and without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so we are starting these battles off at rank 1, did finish at 3388 for season 10, which was good enough to place us on the final leaderboard, so pretty hyped about that. We got Scrafty, Pidgeot, Toucannon here in the first battle. I should mention that Gust is a legacy move on Pidgeot. I did forget to mark that on the screen, but Gust is a legacy move. We got Scrafty into Aromatisse right here, and I should mention right now that this first set, of course it has 5 battles, but we're only featuring 1 battle right here, and it's actually the only battle we lost. We went 4-1, but I decided to feature this battle because it's the one that we could probably learn the most from. The other 4 battles that we won weren't exactly the most competitive, so this is the battle right here where I think we made a mistake. Thunderfang Steelix. I thought this was almost for sure going to be a crunch, so I decided to no shield, and of course I miscounted, so it was an earthquake. And you're going to see that not using the shield right there is actually going to cost us in the end. I go for the power up punch here so that I could farm down completely. Want to throw this foul play at the Aromatisse, and we'll see if they want to shield this up. They probably won't, but in the early ranks they may, and they decide to shield. So we come in with the Toucannon right here, and look at how much these charms are chunking away at this glass cannon right here. Truly living up to its name. Peck takes out the Aromatisse. Raichu in the back. We are going to be able to get off this Rock Blast, which will deal some decent damage, but because we're so low now on the Scrafty, we're actually going to get 2 shield flexed on and lose this game. If we had more HP from shielding the Steelix, perhaps we could have won that game, but it ends up being our only loss in the first set. We go 4-1, jump up to rank number 2. Let's hop into these rank 2 battles. So in that previous battle, I did swap out into Pidgeot. I think if you see a charm lead with this team, it is better to swap out into Toucannon just because you do need an answer for charm in the back. And as you may have seen, Toucannon cannot tank any of those charms. So another very bad lead right here, going to swap out into Pidgeot, and the opponent comes in with Azumarill. So in this matchup, I like going into Pidgeot for the most part, especially if we learn something out that we need to debuff. For example, something like Bastion, I don't mind debuffing it with the Feather Dances. I would prefer to bring Toucannon in as the safe switch when we need Pidgeot for the lead Pokemon. For example, a Charm user, it's better to save the Pidgeot for that because both Toucannon and Scrafty are going to lose quite hard. So going for the Feather Dance right here, opponent lets that go through. I'm going to try and catch this move onto the Scrafty right here. It is going to be the Ice Beam, and because they're super debuffed, it actually does almost nothing. Now they actually end up staying in here and allows us to farm them down completely, which allows us to reach the foul play, and they're going to shield that up. So we're going to get taken out here, and I do have a move stored on the Pidgeot. I'm just hoping they don't get to another Cross Chop right here because we are part normal type, and Cross Chop would probably take us out from this range. So thankfully they are not at the move. Feather Dance takes them out. Altaria in the back. Really hoping I could reach this Feather Dance right here. Unfortunately, they just beat us to the Sky Attack, which takes us out. We're not able to land that debuff. And now we come in with the Toucannon. Going to throw the Rock Blast, not sure how much this is going to do, but of course we are going to need a second. And now we really need Toucannon to clutch it up and tank this Sky Attack. Never mind, it's a Dragon Pulse. That's going to be overkill on the Toucannon, and we end up losing the first game of set number 2. Let's hop into the next battle. So we're leading Scrafty this time into a Lapras, finally a positive lead, and the opponent is running Water Gun, so they swap out into AAvfx. I'm going to throw this foul play here, force a shield, and then swap out into the Pidgeot. Now, I have no idea what moveset AAvfx is running, so I'm just going to shield up and try to commit to the complete farm down with Gust. And it was a Fire Blast, so I'm very happy I did in fact shield that up. I don't think Fire Blast is part of its standard moveset, but it's definitely something that could catch you off guard. Steelix comes in, going to throw the Feather Dance right here, just looking to debuff this Steelix, make the farm down a lot easier for the Scrafty. A lot of times in these early ranks, players don't like to swap out, so Scrafty will likely be able to get a complete farm down here on the Steelix. I swap out into Toucannon instead though, preserving the Pidgeot. And the main reason here is that because they're running Water Gun, it's not that big of a threat to Toucannon. So I'm just going to throw a Drill Peck here after building up to 2 moves. And since they're running Water Gun instead of Ice Shard, it is possible that we could reach 2 Rock Blasts because Bullet Seed generates energy very quickly. So the first Rock Blast coming through and the second one, you already know what's going to happen. Toucannon hitting them with that bang, there it is, taking out Lapras. Toucannon showing its worth in the Great League. They say rank 600, but it's looking a lot more like 599 with plays like that. Let's hop into the next battle. We got Scrafty into Crobat. I swap out into the Pidgeot, and then I realize the opponent's actually not pressing any buttons, or they disconnected or something happened. But I figure at this point, I don't want to win this match with Pidgeot if they're not going to be here. I want Toucannon to get all the glory. So we are definitely going to edit this matchup and make it look like Toucannon put in the work. Toucannon coming in against the Poison Flying type, going for the complete Bullet Seed farm down. Opponent taking their time, very afraid of this Toucannon, doesn't know what to do. Comes in with the Talonflame, and Toucannon has had enough. Gonna throw the Rock Blast. Will this KO the Talonflame? Bang! No, it doesn't, but that's a lot of damage. And going for the very disrespectful Bullet Seed farm down. Toucannon is so OP, it's still at 100 HP. Melmetal in the back. Going for the Drill Peck because we do not care. We get that stab bonus. Huge damage right there. And now the disrespectful Rock Blast to blast this Melmetal away. Holy smokes, if you thought that wasn't enough. Going for the Bullet Seed farm down. Toucannon is way too OP. They need to nerf this bad boy right now because it is out here sweeping teams completely. Now let's get back to the regular scheduled programming. Scrafty into a shiny Clefable, swapping out into the Pidgeot. Once again, I prefer to swap out into the Toucannon right here. I think this is a poor play on our part. Bastion is lured out though, but unfortunately Toucannon loses to about 80% of the meta, so luring out one hard counter doesn't really mean much when you have Toucannon in the back. But we are going to Feather Dance this Bastion, look to come back in here with the Scrafty. Opponent is going to dump some of their energy. They may even consider swapping out into the Clefable, preserving this Bastion for the endgame. We'll see what happens right here. That'll actually be a very good play for them if they did do it, and that is in fact what they do. So going for the foul play right here. Clefable doesn't even need to shield this. We swap out into the Toucannon. And you can see these charms are absolutely no joke when it comes to this big nose bird right here. Gonna throw the Drill Peck that gets the shield. Going to get to the second Drill Peck. Force the second shield, but we're about to get charmed down by this Clefable. Scrafty going to get obliterated right here. I actually decided to shield just to see if I could actually reach a move right here. But as we all know, that is not going to happen. Scrafty gets decimated. And let's move on to the next battle. So this matchup right here, notice that the loading screen took a very long time to start this match. That should have been the first warning sign of what was about to happen, especially with that lag right there. The game crashes, bang, there it is. Gonna have to restart. This is absolutely awful. So we jump back in. At least 30 seconds has passed at this point. It is an Electrode in the lead right here, and we can't really do anything. Have to wait for them to do that little screenshot glitch thing. There it is, and finally we're able to attack. Thankfully this thing knows Thunder Shock and not Volt Switch, because if it was Volt Switch we'd probably be farmed down by now. I'm assuming they probably threw one energy ball at some point in this battle to get us to as low as we are currently, and we're able to get to this power up punch. The opponent actually decides to no shield, and we're going to be able to farm down. Actually end up winning switch despite what happened there, but we did have to go down a shield as a result. I come in with the Pidgeot right here. Going to call the bait right here. I mean, it's our only win con. We need to call the flame charge, and the hope is that we can land this feather dance, either get a shield or land the move, and then completely farm down with the Pidgeot. We see the incinerate plus charge move combo, absolutely horrendous, and we are thankfully able to farm down. Jellicent in the back, so we're going to throw the feather dance here, really hoping to get the shield, which we do. Swap out into Toucannon, and they're running bubble. So this actually isn't as dominant of a match as it could be. If it was Hex, Bubble Beam, Shadow Ball, we'd be in a dominant position. But with Bubble Beam plus Ice Beam, not so great. Need to get to the Drill Peck, which we're able to do. Is it going to KO? Bang! There it is, taking out the Jellicent, coming back from a game crash start. Absolutely insane to salvage the 3-2 in that second set. Toucannon putting in the work. So jumping into set number 3 at rank 3, and we're going up against our father apparently. So Scrafty into Medicham. This is a horrible lead to see. Going to swap out into the Pidgeot, I'd imagine. I mean, you can make the argument to swap out into Toucannon there as well, but since we learned out the Bastion, this is okay. Going to throw the Feather Dance right here. And this is actually a pretty meta team now that I think about it. Medicham plus Bastion. Kind of afraid to see what's in the back. Toucannon most likely is not going to appreciate it. But right now we're focused on this matchup right here. Going to get farmed down. Come in with the Scrafty. Ideally we can farm this all the way down. So you can see these Stone Edges is literally doing nothing at this point. Flamethrower will also do nothing right here. This is really going to come down to whatever their third Pokemon is in the back. And at this point things aren't looking too great for us, but we are loaded on energy. Medicham comes in here, so I'm going to throw the Foul Play. They're going to shield the first one, so I'm going to throw the second before swapping out into the Toucannon. And they actually double shield, so that's pretty good for us. But that is not good for us at all. It is a Nidoqueen in the back, a Shadow as well. So both Medicham and the Shadow Nidoqueen destroy both Scrafty and the Toucannon. So kind of a rough spot to find ourselves in right here. We are going to reach the Drill Peck, which will take out the Nidoqueen. Unfortunately though, our defense is lowered. And if this is Power Up Punch, there's basically no win con right here. We need it to be a nice punch. It is the Pup. Very sad to see, because that means we are not going to reach the Drill Peck. And honestly, even if we did, I'm not sure we'd be able to win this matchup anyways. It would kind of depend on how much a Drill Peck actually does, because we get farmed down right there and end up losing the first game in this third set of battles. So let's try and rebound right here. Rank 3 battles looking awful sweaty right now. Obstagoon lead. This is very positive for us, so we are going to stay in right here. You can see these counters are chunking away. Not going to shield. It is the Night Slash, and we're going to get off this Power Up Punch and just commit to the farm down here. See what they come in with. It is the Beedrill, so I swap out into Pidgeot right here, and they bring in Vaporeon. Now, Beedrill could be problematic for the Toucannon, kind of depends on the shield situation. So I am going to throw the Feather Dance here at the Vaporeon. We should be able to win this matchup and potentially get a move off on the Beedrill. If we could land one Feather Dance, it should be very smooth sailing from there. So I'm focused on farming down here, and we are able to do it. That is huge. They still have a shield, but getting off this Feather Dance is going to lower their attack. They can no longer swap out to reset debuff, so we should be looking very good right here. X Scissor comes through. I actually did not want to land this Brave Bird because I wanted to close the game out with Toucannon, That's why I'm hitting no bubbles right here. I want Toucannon to get all the glory in this video, and we are able to reach the drill peck. So Toucannon going to close out the match right here. Beedrill getting taken out. Let's hop into the next battle. So jumping into the third battle of this set, we're going to be leading Scrafty this time into a Bastion. So this is another very positive lead after a bunch of rough leads to start off this video. We are seeing a couple of good ones now to help balance things out. Altaria comes in, so I'm going to throw this foul play before swapping out into the Pidgeot. And from here, I'll definitely take the first move, hopefully get to this Feather Dance and farm down before they reach another move. But they actually outpace us to the second Sky Attack, which is going to force us to use a shield. And now, unfortunately, it's also CMP tie, which I did not want. So again, hitting no bubbles so that I can get more farm and as a result get closer to a charge move for the next Pokemon, which is going to be Bastion. And thankfully, we are able to reach this Feather Dance, which is very nice. Going to be lowering the attack right there. They do take us out. We'll come back in with the Scrafty. We are down a shield, but a very dominant matchup right there. Whiscash comes in, we're going to throw the foul play and then swap out into the Toucannon. Only really threatened by Blizzard right here, so we are going to outpace to the Drill Peck. See if they want to shield this up. At this point, the opponent doesn't really have much play because even if Bastion came in and farmed us all the way down, Scrafty is going to clean up even down a shield, so Stone Edge takes us out. Bastion definitely cannot farm us down. The opponent doesn't want the smoke, and they're going to back out of that match. So 2-1 in this set. Let's hop into the next battle. We're going to be leading Scrafty this time into a Whiscash. This is a favorable lead, so we're going to stay in here with the Scrafty. Might look to swap out at some point though, just because if they do have something like a Bastion or a G-Fisk in the back, we don't really want our flying types left to deal with that. So gonna throw the foul play right here. I actually tried to catch the Mud Bomb onto the Pidgeot, but the opponent did not throw. And I felt this was too early for a Blizzard, so I tank it. And it is a Blizzard. It doesn't KO, which actually means we are able to farm down because they stayed in that match. I know they come in with the Jump Pluff, so kind of a rough spot for us. Forced to come in with Toucannon, but they are able to swap out of this matchup. They're staying in though, so this seems like an energy ball, but I am going to shield just in case it is the acrobatics. Would hurt quite a bit to a Toucannon, so gonna throw the Drill Peck right here. Does huge damage. We obviously can't farm down with Bullet Seed, but we are outpacing to the Drill Pecks right here. The opponent actually no shields and brings in a Stunfisk, so I think the opponent made a misplay here. And granted, these are very early ranked battles, but they could have swapped out into the Stunfisk. Don't believe they were switch locked there. And then after, we'd have the Scrafty aligned onto their Jump Pluff, which isn't exactly a great matchup for us. So I think the opponent could have won this game. Very fortunate for us the way it played out. And that is going to allow us to take this win. So 3-1 heading into the 5th battle of this set. Let's see if we could close it out. And I could tell you guys right now a little bit of a spoiler. This last battle is definitely the best one in the video. Well, I don't know, that Game Crash battle was also pretty good, but you can see Toucannon coming in right there to close out the game. I purposely stopped attacking with the Scrafty just so that the Toucannon could come in and get all of the glory. And here we go, rank 3 versus rank 2, super sweaty game. Scrafty into Deoxys. This is a horrible lead, so I swap out into the Toucannon this time because I want to preserve the Pidgeot for the Deoxys, assuming they're going to swap out of this matchup, which apparently they're not, at least not yet. So I decided to shield here in case it is the Rock Slide, which it is. Going to get to another Drill Peck right here. Unfortunately, this actually isn't going to KO, so they could no shield this. Very good call from the opponent. They still reach the move. We're forced to let this go down, but we kind of need to get rid of this Deoxys. I contemplated coming in here with the Scrafty, but thought better and came in with the Pidgeot, going to farm down before they reach a move. Nidoqueen in the back, so things are looking very, very bad for Scrafty. But my thinking was that there's almost no way they have 3 counters for Scrafty on one team, right? So we should be in the clear here once we get past this Nidoqueen, that is. We should be able to survive this because of the debuff to the attack. And now we do reach the Feather Dance. Let's see if they want to shield this up. They are going to preserve that shield instead for whatever is in the back. I see the Psychic typing, I get excited, and then I see it's a Cresselia. So I swap out into the Scrafty, and Moonblast is going to hurt, but they go for Grass Knot, so it's possible they're running Grass Knot plus Future Sight. This gives us a win condition right here, but we need to catch a move onto the Pidgeot. So gonna take another Grass Knot right here. At this point, it's confirmed Grass Knot. I'm going to throw the Foul Play, and I believe they are one Cycle Cut away from the Grass Knot. So I'm going to let them throw one, swap out into the Pidgeot, catch the move. This right here is a rank 3 game-winning play, able to reach the Foul Play, and you already know what happens here. Hit him with that bang. There it is. Cresselia gets taken out. Scrafty clutching it out. You love to see it. So those were the battles featuring Toucannon in the Great League. This is definitely a very fun Pokemon to use, very spicy, and it's very difficult to run. However, in a season where ranking doesn't really matter, it's the best time to use these types of Pokemon. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and a comment down below. And if you'd like to see more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel.